This is Natan Edelsburg. We're here at Applicaster's booth at MIP TV. Really excited to be here. If you could start by just telling us who you are and what you do.
Sure. So I'm Caroline Beaton. I'm Senior Vice President of International Program Sales at Viacom International Media Networks. That's a very long job title, but what it means is that I'm out here, I'm heading up the team whose job it is to be selling all of Viacom's programs and formats around the world. And Viacom, for those of your viewers who don't know, represents such small brands as MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, TV Land, Spike, and many more. So yeah, it's not such a bad job to be down here doing that. Yeah.
And what are the big goals for you at MIP this year? Anything you could highlight?
Absolutely. So we're looking at various goals across the different genre that we represent. Nickelodeon's always very much a cornerstone of what we do here. We've got the privilege of some real fame and heritage in the kids market. As we always do, we've got some amazing new shows that we're launching down here. So we'll be working with our kids partners, both in terms of digital partners and broadcast partners on the kids and family slate from Nickelodeon. There's been a huge amount of buzz this weekend at MIP Formats around just how well we're doing in the format world, in particular with the fabulous lip sync battle from Spike in the US. We picked up an award, just thought I'd slip that in, on Saturday night at the International Format Awards with C21 for that as the best comedy format of the year. So that's an amazing statistic for us, an amazing privilege for us to have that award. We've been cited as one of the success stories of last year by the great and the good down here. So there's a lot of heat around us in terms of what we're doing with Lip Sync Battle, which is now in production in 10 territories across 3 continents. We've done all that in just a year, and obviously that's a show, as a lot of your viewers will know, that really grew from social media. So it started, as you probably know, as a clip on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. The format we have is the Jimmy Fallon, John Krasinski and Stephen Merchant origination, and the fame that that show had even before we tried to launch it was enormous. The Anne Hathaway Wrecking Ball clip got 20 million hits on YouTube.
Wow.
Clips since then have had even more than that. We've had upwards of 30 million hits on certain of our YouTube clips from lip sync. So that's something that everyone's asking us about, and that's an exciting thing we're down here doing as well. Yeah.
Absolutely love Lip Sync Battle, and when you present a show like that has such a huge digital following, does it make it easier to go and sell it by the fact that you can be like 20 million views, and do you feel like that's kind of a new asset that you haven't had before in terms of digital reach?
Yeah, we've always had something that Viacom's always been, I think, very good at doing, and perhaps that is because of the demographic we serve, which tends to be quite young. They tend to be early adopters of every type of technology and viewing trend. We've always been very much tuned into looking at the internet, looking at YouTube, looking at social media as a rich hunting ground for shows that then migrate to go on air. A huge amount of the Comedy Central output, for example, started its life on YouTube. So shows like Workaholics, Broad City, they all started on YouTube. So we're very used to looking at a sort of multi-platform inspiration. I think to have something like Lip Sync that was so famous in social media and had gone viral, by the time we were launching it, everyone was calling us to ask for it. We didn't have to explain to anyone what the show was, because everybody everywhere in the world knew what it was, and you can't buy publicity like that. So it's not a new thing for us, but I think Lip Sync has just come at a very fortuitous time where it tapped into something in the zeitgeist. Everyone loves the show on broadcast, and everyone knew about the show from social media. So it's not a new thing for Viacom, but we've been privileged enough to really capitalize on it with a show like Lip Sync. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Yeah.